Yes, it is Panorama. And on Panorama, we talk, we have it's a show where we have the ladies come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues for the day. My name is Ruby Rudy, and I have in the studio with me Ibinabo Dixon and Bukola Femi Adela. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon, Ruby Rudy. Good afternoon,
Good
listeners.
afternoon.
It's good to be here once again.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ruby Rudy.
Good
Again, and then
afternoon.
good afternoon, listeners. And it's nice to be here once again.
Mm. All right, today's the 24th of November 2020, and it is a beautiful, hot afternoon. All right, so moving on, today we're going to be talking about a very, some, I hope time permits us to, take other sensitive issues, but we're going to start with the UCH CMD decries, about the brain drain. He says he receives resignation letters almost every day. That's almost daily. Okay, so the chief medical director, that's the CMD of the University College Hospital, Ibadan, that is Professor JC Otegbayo. Otegbayo, I hope I got that, Bukola. Otegbayo.
Otegbayo.
Otegbayo, okay.
Otegbayo.
Forgive me, I'm not a Yoruba person.
You are a Nigerian.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a Nigerian, so I might mix my pronunciation a bit. Okay, so Professor J.C. Otegbayo has decried increasing brain drain in the health sector, saying it was a threat to effective healthcare delivery in Nigeria. He also made the revelation, at the hospital's 63rd anniversary at the weekend, expressing surprise that both old and young medical professionals, are leaving the country for greener pastures this time. Hmm. And Otegbayo said the development is, depleting the personnel strength in the sector, which threatens effective healthcare delivery to the ever-growing Nigerian population. He said almost every day I get resignation letters. They are poaching them because they know that they are good. The only difference is that they have modern equipment in those countries that are poaching them. All right. Now, I'm thinking in my mind, if these people are going to pursue greener pastures, who is going to take care of us here in Nigeria?
Okay.
Because, in fact, okay,
Ruby,
please go ahead, Pinavo.
Ruby, I mean, some students
Mm,
after secondary school don't even bother to go to the university. Some other ones, after their first degree, they don't even bother to do anything else. Some other ones will pursue up to PhD.
mm,
So, I mean, you know, what is the when we talk about labor, we have skilled and unskilled.
okay.
So when you're skilled, when you're a skilled laborer, you tend to earn more than the unskilled laborer because once you're given the job, you know what you're doing, so you go straight ahead and do it well and deliver well. You understand? But
Mm,
that person who is unskilled on that particular labor would have to go through some training and all that, while the skilled man goes ahead and does his job. Now, why would a human being, whether man or woman, you go to the university, you study medicine, you are out. Some of them even go as far as going to have a specialization in a particular aspect of medicine, and you are out, you work, and your pay, your take home pay, is not far from the person who didn't even bother to even go to the university. Then how do you encourage people to go beyond the secondary school education when they'll be, you see some children, they'll tell you, please, some of these people who went to the university, they end up being something that a person who didn't even go to school at all would do, you understand,
mm,
because of the state of our economy. Now, going back to this particular topic, we need that. From what the CMD said, there is indeed a threat to the effective care, healthcare delivery, because if you don't, after spending so much money, I don't get to be appreciated by being paid. I mean, something very reasonable that commensurates with, what I've done, and there's somewhere else I can go to, and I will be, not only am I going to be appreciated financially to my satisfaction, there are other opportunities. I'm going to live well. I'm not going to be bothered about power outage. I'm not going to be bothered about a lot of things. You are tempted to want to take that route than stay put and suffer and not being appreciated. Every day we are going on strike. You hear medical personnel are about going on strike because of this and that. So, and looking at the budget again, I'm talking about the health sector now.
Yes.
The budget is 637 billion. And from what the CMD of UCH said, he said they would need a minimum of 50 billion naira to rebuild decaying infrastructures, to purchase new equipment, to realize desired goals. Now, we have other federal government teaching hospitals all over the country,
Yes.
and they all have the same problem. So if UCH needs 50 billion, some other universities, they all need 50, 60, 40, 30 billion. By the time you put all of this money together, how much remains in the main budget for the whole year for the health sector? So the government need to, reprioritize. Are you getting it? Which sector are you going to pump more money into to revamp it? Which sector is a very critical sector? It's a very, very, very important sector that we cannot afford, to have it all dilapidated, all decaying. Health sector, education sector. Thank goodness, okay, the percentage is up a bit, but then again, we're not there yet. You understand? Because for every sector to function, things must be in place, top notch. And we talk about health. If you're not healthy, Ruby, you cannot be there talking to us like this.
Exactly.
So you can imagine how important that sector is. And then we don't make it a priority. The money we budget for that sector is it's too little. They should take it up and make sure that they put in enough money and revamp all of the decaying infrastructures, so that even, because if they patronize all of these hospitals, I mean, I'm talking about political office holders and all that if they do patronize this facilities, I'm sure that it wouldn't be as bad as this.
Yes.
So we need to look at all of these things. We need to be true to ourselves. It's not everybody that has the money to fly abroad to go and take care of themselves. It's not everybody that has money for to go on what's it called now? Medical
tourism.
Tourism. You understand? So we need to get our priorities right. They need to reprioritize. What tops the list of your priority? It has to be health. We remember when our PMB, the president, was ill. He had to travel to the UK to take care of himself.
Yes.
It's not imagine another man there had the same issue he had. Where would he get money to travel to the UK to take care of himself? So until any government that does not take the health sector as a top priority in whatever they are doing, then the government is not ready to help Nigerians. The government is not ready to deliver the dividends of democracy, because the health sector is number one. It is number one. Education and health sector, they are very, very important. They are very, very important to the lives and livelihood of Nigerians, because with education, if you don't go to school, you cannot even be a doctor. So the government should reprioritize. They should reprioritize.
All right. It's 23 minutes to the hour of 1 on Women Radio WFM 91.7. This is Panorama. I am Ruby Rudy, and I have in the studio with me Ibinabo Dixon and Bukola Femi Ajala. To be a part of today's discussion, you can call us up on 07000 917 917 or 090 256 25455. And yes, you can send in your text or WhatsApp message 2070 317 56537. Call us up on 07000 or 090 This is Panorama. All right, so I know that health, they say, is wealth, Bukola. So without health, I always rephrase it, that means if we say health is wealth, that means your health is your wealth as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now in Nigeria, our health sector is another, angle, another sector that we really need reconstruction, restructuring. So what do you think about this ongoing issue that now it is even the medical healthcare workers that are going over there overseas to look for greener pastures?
Well, I think the advent of brain drain had always centered around, health issues. I mean, health sector, because you
Hmm.
find that quite a lot of our personnel, you know, were always going there. I think it started with the nurses, Well, let me just put all of them in the box in the health sector. And honestly, if you really look at it, it's so sad because I remember this same UCH. Well, I'm a product of UCH anyway,
Hmm.
and I'm proud of that. But you see, if you look at that UCH story, it's so sad that you find out that the CMD is saying at least on a daily basis, he's always looking at what
Resignation
resignation letter,
letter.
and that's just UCH. It's everywhere. You remember that this UCH, I mean, in those days, in his glory days, and I know it will come back in Jesus' name. I'm a woman of faith and a woman of action as well.
Hmm.
In those days, the royal family of Saudi, I mean, it's UCH is their hospital, is their private hospital. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what they use. I mean, for their family. I mean, it's open. It's an open secret, and talk less of that time. I mean, that you find that quite a lot of personalities were always there. I mean, UCH was a pride at that time, and look at what is happening now. I mean, by the dental council, you probably find, I think the last count was about 72. I don't know about this year, but at least as of last year, 72,000, and half of those personnel are not in Nigeria. They're everywhere on the surface of the world doing great things. So that tells me something, that our product, irrespective of the fact that they were taught in our teaching hospitals here
Hmm.
in Nigeria, that product, when it moves out of our environment into another environment that is fitted and is kitted with the right infrastructure, with the right policy, they blossom. I can't start counting so many personnel, that have done great feats. We
Hmm.
know of is it Oluyole? I've forgotten his name now. This doctor, that he was the first one that actually brought out, you know, a fetus, operated and put back, the fetus back. It was a great feat. During this COVID-19, there was a Nigerian doctor that was well celebrated. He had COVID, and
Yes.
then they just, I mean, the report was that we cannot afford for this doctor to die. And when he moved out of the center of their clinic, you could see the celebration that everybody's doing. I mean, you could count how many Nigerians are doing so well, outside of our shores. So that means that our product is very good. But what do we do? I read something. I don't know if it's, but I saw the YouTube. I mean, where a governor demolished, and I'm wondering, is that right? To me, it looks like madness. So the issue is, where have we
Well,
maybe health,
restructure it to his own, maybe to his own better thoughts,
a
something.
state where, in fact, when you look at your internal generated funds, it's nowhere to be found. It's a state that, except you collect money before you can
Mm.
survive, and somebody built it, and because of one reason or the other reason, whatever it is, I mean, what I had was that place is supposed to be a market, or whatever reason, you
Mm.
don't have a reason for that. You understand? So we have misplaced our priorities, and it's so sad. We have to get back to our priorities. Health is wealth, like you said. Do you know that if we put up the right infrastructure, Eh? Even the basic content that they are pushing out in the university teaching hospitals with the right infrastructure, modern facilities, Nigeria will be a place where people will be coming
Mm.
and will spending their external their dollars, their foreign money
Currency here.
for health
Mm.
because we have the content. The only thing we don't have is infrastructure and policies.
Mm. We have a call. Thank you very much, Bukola. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from? Your name, please. Leo. Okay. Leo, please, you have 1 minute. Please go ahead with your contribution. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. All right. Thank you very much, Leo.
Yeah.
Our leader has brain.
And Ruby, to quickly add to what you
Yes,
said,
please.
I remember a few years back, I went for a program in Unilag,
Mm.
and I remember that there were some foreign students from some parts of Africa.
Okay.
They were coming to Nigeria to Unilag for their university education. I don't think that can happen again for now. I think that is still
Hmm.
happening. You
Except
understand?
maybe to learn Yoruba
Maybe.
or to learn a
Because
foreign
I remember that
language.
was where I have a friend. We are still, I mean, we have not, we lost contact, but we reconnected lately.
Okay.
She was at Unilag. You understand? She is a Sierra Leonean. I met her there.
Yes, and I also think one of the health workers in America that claimed that coronavirus could be cured. I've forgotten her name now.
You mean
Okay, the
Doctor.
Stella?
controversial
Yes.
doctor.
Stella,
Okay.
Dr.
Yes,
Stella.
Stella.
Mm.
You know, she studied in University of Calabar, and I was
Yeah.
like, when I listened to the internet, no, her words, I had to go back again to like, am I sure I heard clearly?
No, Rudy, I
No,
can
no,
tell you. Yeah.
Nigerians are doing
And she mentioned the
greatly.
the
And
year she
remember
graduated.
Obama's medical team.
Yeah.
Mm.
There was a
There
Nigerian
was a
there
Nigerian
too.
doctor.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Do you know what it means to be a member of the medical team of the United States of
The White
America,
House.
the president? You
You
understand?
know.
So we have them. They are there.
So what's
Yeah.
They
going
are there.
on?
It is because you see, when you talk about infrastructural deficit, it
Hmm.
goes across all of the sectors. You understand? But we are saying that there are some sectors that are very, very important. They are very, I mean, their importance to our survival can never be overemphasized. You understand? So you give such sectors priority. I understand that, the way I see that we run government here,
Yes.
you it's like you want to do too many things at the same time and you end up not finishing everything. So if as a government you just speak this particular sectors, and make sure that you revamp them to the level where we would describe them as top notch, then everybody will know that yes, this is what this person has done. What are you coming to do? Because the way things are running, look at Lagos Border Expressway. It's due to paucity of funds and some whatever that's going on, that the expressway is still like that, and some other roads that are yet to be attended to. Most of these federal roads. However, if as a government to pick, okay, I'm looking at the health sector, education sector, and and one other sector, and for my 4 years.
All right, we
Okay.
have a call.
Okay.
We lost that. Please call back on 07917 or 090 Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good afternoon. Oh, Mr. Darlington. I hope I'll get to master your voice soon. All right, we have Bukola Femi Ajala in the studio and even about Dixon. Hmm.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Darlington. We are good. Ah, somebody called me that some time ago, and it was very interesting actually. Abby, we are here. We are here for you guys.
Mr. Darlington, please, we have you have 1 minute to make your contribution because of time. Thank you.
Mm, mm,
Hmm. Hmm.
mhm,
Hmm.
Mm.
mm.
Yes. Yeah, he's a citizen. Yes.
Mm,
Hmm. 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 All
mm,
right. Thank you very much. We pray it won't be. I'm also a woman of faith like Bukola. Even Abuan Bukola, he made mention of something. When I read that news online about the US citizen that the army force or the security force had to come
The
down
son of the missionary.
to, come down here to,
Yeah.
To
get
rescue.
to rescue.
Yeah, the Navy SEALs.
And I learned that immediately they came in, it didn't take them up to how many hours?
Yeah.
It wasn't up to 2 days. It wasn't even up to, yeah, taking less than 24 hours.
Ruby, you are talking about a human being here. Sorry to interject.
Yes.
I watched a documentary where, during winter, some of these shallow waters
Yes.
would just ice up.
Mm.
Everything would be ice.
Mm.
So I think there was this stray dog who, unfortunately, probably it got straight to a point where the ice was melting.
Okay.
So it got caught in between the broken ice and all that and all that. So do you know that their emergency service went there with helicopter
Hmm.
and lowered a man to rescue a dog? And this dog, because he was struggling for survival,
Yes.
so he kept, clawing at this man and everything. But the man insisted until the dog was rescued. I saw another one where a bird got caught up in their this electric wire, their cable.
Yes.
So a bird, we not even big rich chicken we go chop for Christmas now.
Hmm.
They went and rescued this bird. This bird died eventually, and it was like, oh, I
Like
was
they
like,
lost a human being.
in my Nigerian mind, like, now waiting, I beg. Do you understand? So this is how important everything is to them there. And up until we have that, we begin to, I mean, if it means buying it, buy into it. That kind of mindset. it would afford any government to deliver dividends of democracy to the people. If you don't have such a mindset, you cannot. Where you feel okay, when they say people that you say okay, only 3 people. You understand? When there's an incident and they say many people, that is how many? Two. Oh, only two. We are that is where we are, and it's a bad place to be. That we will lose a life, and it will be like it's not a big deal after it's not a massacre. After it's not like the whole city. You understand? So if we don't do a shift from that mindset, this is that we'll keep talking about this thing over and over and over.
Okay, we have a call. Hello, good afternoon. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Chief Williams, good afternoon. Yes, this is Panorama. You have 1 minute, please, because of our time.
Good afternoon, Chief
Good
Williams.
afternoon.
Mm. Mm.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, I'm sorry we had to cut you short, but Bukola, would you want? I'm sure you
my
have something to.
parting words, Abby.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, aside from
it's
parting
not,
words,
it's not
yes,
your
but
parting words time.
yes,
Hey,
infuse everything together.
yeah, I always like to say that, okay, fine, we have diagnosed the whole thing. So what is the way forward? And if we have cases to cite, because we are here to help ourselves, iron sharpened iron. That's what the Bible says.
Yes.
And it's not all the time we will need to bring out the bad things, but even the little good ones can be a propeller to others. So the name of the doctor is Oluyinka Olutoye. Like I said, it's an open secret. So, but then, that's a doctor that performed.
I saw the video.
Yeah.
It was a it was on wheelchair.
No, that's the other one that I was talking that the Americans said that they cannot afford for
Okay.
this guy to die. That was the COVID period. But the other one is the one that I said opened up a pregnant woman. Worked on either the fetus or the pregnant woman, and then returned the fetus back, and the baby's alive. Just Google it. It's okay. Just Google it. Okay, so this is where I'm going now. I believe that when a good man
Yes.
is in position of authority, will tell you the first thing is who is driving the bus. Who is driving the bus? You are the one to now select the people that will work with you, that you have the same values, right? And then when you now have your team, you now state exactly what you want. But you find that that is not the way it is in Nigeria here. I don't want to go there because that one will distract us.
Yes.
But where I am going is this, and I will cite example, that yes, government has a big role to play in the health sector because they have the resources. But then we also know that when it trickles down to the various centers, there is somebody in charge. We have found cases where even the little trickle that comes to you, you yourself want to take 90% of it. So you will say, after all, they have chopped from top. So this one that is coming also, let me also chop. You understand? We should not be. We have the case of Federal Medical Center Yaba. I don't know if it's still of that standard this year, but as of last year, the man was celebrated. He came in, is a transformer. He transformed that whole place.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
That even people were saying that it looks like, I mean, the likes of Alibaba mentioned it, that this looks like I'm in America because of the way it transformed the whole thing. So where am I going is that even we, right, that we are in positions of authority, our sphere of influence, let's go about to do something excellent
All right.
aside from the government.
All right. So we have one less than I don't know less than I mean. So do you have any parting words, even about?
Okay, I just want to say that in the face of what is going on, it is, it's not easy for anyone to subscribe, to the view of patriotism.
Mm-hmm.
But then I want to advise us that if you
Yeah.
leave everything, if we all run away from this country, wherever you are still a Nigerian. So which country will you point to that is your country? If all of us just migrate and we leave Nigeria alone. And also that is to my fellow citizens and also to the government. You don't necessarily have to want to revamp all of the sectors
At the same time.
at the same time, but pick 2 or 3 and do a fantastic job. The fact that your predecessor had enough funds and did not perform well does not mean you cannot do better, even in the face of paucity of funds. That is what makes you a unique, a special leader. And that's what I'm expecting from our present political office holders. That irrespective of what you met on ground, make your own mark. Because I will never forget Baba Jakonde, Latif Jakonde, the former governor of Lagos State in the time past. What the structures that he put in place as a governor, people are still benefiting from it till date. So what are you going to be remembered by when you're no longer in that office of president or governor or minister or what? How do we remember you? How would history
Remember you?
Would history be kind to you? Because we cannot write down what you did not do. So let us all try, and as citizens, let us be fair to ourselves. As leaders, let us be fair in our various offices.
All right, thank you very much. We've come to the end of Panorama today. Join us same time, same station tomorrow. God bless.
To sponsor this program, please call 080
Where is this man? Come and remove the camera. Sharp things.
I'll come in here and call him.
This now from Women Radio 91.7.
You see, the bulk of the blame
lockdown when they relax
stops
at the end of coronavirus.
Table
If you
of the
get
so-called
make sure say you
citizens.
wear face mask.
I get
cover
it.
your mouth and nose.
Because
Make you stay far from
we
people.
do not
Stay
celebrate
fit if you fit. This
those
time to
who
this
gave
month,
us good
make you always
governance.
watch your hand at least for 20 seconds
do not celebrate
and
them.
sanitize.
In
Stay for
other
your house
crime,
if you not get
see,
reason to go
Jakonde
outside.
would